Hey, this is Bob with another Glide tutorial, and this one's all about how to use Cloudinary as a way to edit the images that you're already using in your Glide app. I've already scratched the surface with Cloudinary, and I've already come up with a few different implementations here in my app. For example, this rank image that you see here and the profile image, these are two images that are just URLs within my sheet, but they're overlaid now on top of each other, where in Glide they don't have that specific feature. Okay. Also, I have here my badges. Okay, it's one URL for my badges, just one image, but with Cloudinary, I can manipulate the URL of that image and make it do whatever I want. So you see here, if like my badges that they haven't earned yet, they'll be grayed out and slightly opaque. And just so you see how this works, if I were to change the user, right, to some other user, you see because they haven't earned those badges yet, they are grayed out, right? And for the users that have earned the badges, they are in color. Same thing with my ranks. So the current rank of the user will be bold, and the other ranks that they aren't are kind of, again, opaque, but in color, so they can see the benefit of the color of the rank as well. So again, just scratching the surface of what Cloudinary can do. But what's beautiful is that it's just all URL based. And since Google Sheets loves URLs, and since Glide pulls its image from a URL, Cloudinary is just this awesome resource to do some image editing for your Glide app images. All right, let me show you how I did this. So this might be a two-part video. In this video, I'm going to show you just how to use Cloudinary's image editor, and then how to make those changes reflect in your Google Sheet and therefore in your Glide app. In a second part, I might show you some more advanced things like overlays about images that aren't in your media library, but maybe ones you're fetching from the internet somewhere and then bringing into your app, and then so forth. The way Cloudinary works is that you can store your images directly within the platform itself. Or you can find an image online, grab the URL, and what it's called is fetching. So you can fetch the image URL, pass it through Cloudinary, filter it, and then send it to someplace else. I'm still not exactly sure how that's done, but luckily I'm not the technology. All I have to do is just do what the documentation says, and away we go. All right, so something simple here. Let's work on my ranks. So here you see my current ranks. The one that they are is bold, and the ones that they aren't are faded. All right, so here I've uploaded some images to Cloudinary. These are my ranks. Okay, and if I select one, I can get all the metadata for it as well. Okay, if I double click it, I can see the preview of the image. I get some quick little transformation presets, but I also get this URL for the image here. And this is the image. This URL for the image is what I'm using in my Google Sheet. Okay, so that's pretty easy. So if I go to my my Google Sheet here, you'll see that this is the URL. So this dragon one here, legend, is this the one? Yeah, okay, so where it says dragon ry3 something or other, right? This URL, this is the one that matches this one, right? This dragon ry3 something. All right, so first off, upload to Cloudinary, take the URL, pop it in your Google Sheet. Fine. Hey, next, apply some sort of transformation to your image. And this could be whatever you'd like it to be. All right, so up on top here, you see a transformation button. Click on transform. And then basically you get a little image editor on the left-hand side. So it's like a non-visual photo editor for a no-code app. It's just, this is where we're at now. It's awesome. All right, so here you can see I can change things like width and height. I can scale, I can format, and this kind of thing. So if it's a PNG, I can convert it to a JPEG or whatever we need it to happen, right? You can rotate, corner radius, make it round. Then you have all these different effects and filters and things that you can add to your image. Now, down here at the bottom, you'll see that there is a URL for the image. It's the same URL that I've included in my sheet. And you see that it's color coordinated in such a fashion where this gray information is by user. So when you set up an account, you'll see the same part, rescloudinary.com / then your username, followed by whether it's an image or a video, and whether that's an upload or a fetch. So since I've uploaded these to Cloudinary, it's an upload, followed by this yellow information, which is how it keys what image it is within Cloudinary, right? So this yellow information is unique to each image. But there is another parameter to this URL that gets inserted whenever you make a change in Cloudinary transformation. So let's say I wanted to add some drop shadow to this image. Okay? Instead of popping it into Photoshop, creating a drop shadow, uploading it to some other service, and then linking that image URL, that new image URL, which might be completely different from this one here in your Google Sheet, all I have to do is go over here to Effect. I'm going to find Shadow, okay? And I'll hit Refresh Preview, and now you see that I have this drop shadow on the back of my image. Okay. It's got a 40% blur radius. I can increase the blur radius if I want to here. Let's go to like 76, refresh my preview. Okay, so now I have a deeper blur radius here. And if you dive into the documentation, you can see how you can change the color of the shadow and this, that, and the other. But what's the most important part of this is after this image upload parameter in the URL, you have this new orange parameter with the transformation. So this transformation is E_shadow 77, which matches the shadow and the 77 here. Okay. Maybe you don't want a shadow, maybe you want an outline. Right, like back here I have in my avatar, I have a white outline to my ranking image, so that way it's distinguished from the avatar image. And so if I come over here to Effect, and I can do Outline, right here I can insert a number here, so I gave it like maybe a width of 15. I can refresh my preview, and now I have this real chunky looking, that's way too big. Let's just do 5. Refresh preview. Okay, so forth, or if you can get rid of it altogether. Okay, and you see here that you now have a border around your image. Okay, and this is again designated by E_outline, plus whatever parameters you set here. Okay, so in order to create a second image in your Google Sheet, all you have to do is figure out a way to insert this orange parameter into the base URL. Luckily, Google Sheets can do that, right? Let me show you how I did the coding here. So here's my base URL, right? And what I'm looking to do is to insert that orange parameter after this upload tag here. So in a second column, I call it image gray. You can call it whatever you want. I used the find formula to find the words upload and then the /. And this is 7 characters long. Okay, and I'm finding it within this column here. Okay, so I'm finding it within E2. And that will tell me the location in my URL string when the upload happens. Okay, so I'm doing a find, and it's going to spit back the characters, the character location of that string. Okay, and I want to insert it after this /. So since upload / is 7 characters, I did find upload plus 7. And so basically it's telling this formula to find when this is happening, right? To insert it right after this /. All right, so that's that tells me the character location, and then I'm wrapping this around a replace formula. So here, replacement means that you're going to replace a certain text, a certain string, and a certain portion of that string with another string. So I'm replacing this URL of the image, starting at when it finds the upload /. And I don't want it to override any characters, so I left this 0. And so now instead of replacing part of my image URL, it'll insert something into my URL. So I made that 0, as you see here. And then whatever it is you want to replace or insert. And I want to insert that orange parameter. So in this case, it's O_50, which is the opacity at 50%. All right. And then I make it an array formula, so it applies to the entire column. And the end result is this URL here, where now you see image upload, and right after the / is that O50, that opacity 50, followed by the rest of the URL. And so now from this one URL, I can create an infinite amount of URLs, replacing them however I'd like with whatever filters I want, right? And so here is the original image thumbnail, and here's the one at 50%. All right, so now that you have these 2 images in your spreadsheet, all you have to do now is create the condition in which this happens in your Glide app. So let's just take a look here. I'm going to go to my data column, and I'm going to go to my ranks, because that's where this is happening. Here. So here's my base image, right? And here's my image gray. Okay. And here is where I've set the owners of the rank. So when a particular owner gets a particular rank, I am now relating the name of that rank in the player profile to the name of the rank in this ranks sheet. I'm then looking up the emails of those owners of those ranks, and it'll be different depending upon who owns which rank. I'm looking up their picture into as well as for a different thing here. And then I'm looking up the current rank image based upon the lookup URL. So the way this works is an if-then. Let me show you what it looks like. So if the lookup email, so these are again the email addresses of the people with the current ranks, if it is the email address of the person who's viewing the app, then it will be the full colored image. If it's not, which means they don't have the rank, then it'll be this faded out image like you see here. Okay, and so because I'm viewing it as me, right, I see this silver one here. If I were to preview it as somebody else, you'll see that since this person doesn't exist, they don't have a rank and it's faded out. Okay, like you see here. All right, so that's how you can dynamically change the image filter based upon the person who's viewing the app. And so then instead of using my original image URL here as the image component, I now am using this if-then image in the component. And just so you see what that looks like, I'm going to go over here to layout, and I'll go to the ranks. And here I have my rank name, details, should be nothing. I don't know what that is. Okay. And then image is this now current rank image if then. And that's it. So that's how you can set a condition to the image. So likewise, here is my badges. I have a parameter that sets things at grayscale, right? So I have a column of grayscale images and a column now of my colored images, all stemming from the same image upload here in Cloudinary, where the image is now this if-then, do they own the badge yet or not relation. Okay, and that's all that is. All right, so now the world is your oyster, so to speak, right? You can figure out exactly what kind of image filtering you want as part of your app and just make it happen by using the Cloudinary parameters that are set up by the images that you upload through Cloudinary. In my next video, I will show you how I do some more advanced things like image overlays, but until then, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at robert.petito@woodward.edu, and as always, thanks for watching.